best recruiting year I've ever had going into the 89-90 season. I knew we had some outstanding swimmers to add to what we had at that point. And coming back, we had Karen Brown, who was a national qualifier, and we had several others that were were outstanding swimmers. But I can't say that I foresaw the turn of events so quickly, but I certainly felt that this was going to be a critical class for us to really start to go to another level. In our dual meets, we really took a major step up in defeating 3 teams that we had never beaten before: Bloomsburg, Southern Connecticut, and Westchester. And Westchester was a biggie because we did it at their place, and Westchester was a former Division II national champion. They had always had outstanding swimming programs, and but those 3 schools we had never beaten, and to beat them was really, really very special. I think that year, a total of, including the relays, which involved Brown and Malosky and Amy Sandham and Debbie Moore. I think that year a total of over 15 records broken, which was incredible. I mean, the whole record board just practically changed. Well, anytime you have a team situation, your leadership is really critical. We had the good fortune of having 2 individuals that were really great at keeping things light. Leslie started, I think, a tradition of the old women's swimsuit. And it was blousy, and she would always wear it warm-up. I mean, you almost had to laugh every time you saw it because it just was so weird looking. We had another kind of tradition that started that year by one of our other swimmers, Karen Stomberg. I don't know how she got started with this either, but she did the old woman's swim, which you would enter with the elbows first instead of course, classically, you want the hand in first with as little resistance as possible. And it was really funny to watch. And she would do it every meet, right after warm-up, right before we'd have our team last-minute psych session, and everybody would laugh. I mean, it was funny every time. And so Lisi and Leslie both did a great job of keeping people loose and able to perform at a high level throughout the year. Well, of course, one of the highlights of this team was the number of qualifiers we had for nationals. And in addition to certainly having one of the top individuals in the country in Jim Arnett qualify in individual events, we for the first time had relays to qualify. And those individuals included Karen Brown, Mindy Malosky, Debbie Moore, and Sue Whiting, and Kathy Haynes in diving, in addition to Jim Arnett, who anchored a couple of those relays. On the scoreboard, they only show the top 20, and so up to that point, we had never been on that board. And to see our team achieve such success that they were able to see themselves as in the top 20 of the nation was really special for them, but it was also special to bring back to our program at the college and then to recruit with. They had a lot to do with what has happened here in recent years, because it takes a continuous build of a base in order for programs to progress, and it's not done overnight with one team. And I congratulate you on this wonderful award, and it is so very special, and I'm so thankful that the college has recognized your feat of what you accomplished.
Accepting the 1989-90 team of the station will be captains Alyssa Weiss and Leslie Thompson.
Oh my God.
We also brought along our jackets that somehow I think Vern was supposed to get back.
When I was a senior in high school, my dad took me to Trenton State College to visit the campus. We ended up in this old dark pool, and that was when I first met Coach Ford. She told me if I chose to go to Trenton State, there would be a flyer around campus the first few weeks of school advertising the first swim team meet of the season. Not to mention, there would be a brand new state-of-the-art aquatic center in use that fall. Swimming was my passion, and I never got it out of my system, even though my high school didn't have a swim team. A lot of us here tonight are athletes who understand that feeling. So when I got to Trenton State, I attended the meeting, and making that decision to join became the defining moment in college for me. People ask me all the time, even 23 years later, were you in a sorority? And my reply is always the same. No, but I was a swimmer. Yes, there was always that big but. My teammates were my sisters, and Vern was our house mother when we weren't in the pool. We spent a week training, or vacationing, whichever you want to call it, in the Caribbean. We celebrated Christmas every year at Vern's house, and we spent hours on vans driving to meets and staying in some hotels I don't even want to remember. Our social life on campus certainly always included my teammates. I remember once running a garage sale at Vern's house, I think it was, taking the train to Queens and going to a Mets game, and of course, who could forget the rat? So you couldn't call it a sorority by the true definition on campus, but my teammates were definitely my sisters. I was a senior during the 1989-1990 season, and how great it is to be recognized more than 2 decades later for something you thought was so deep in your past. Thank you, Vern, for being the best house mother and supportive coach. You have had a lasting effect on all of us. Thank you for my teammates for swimming so fast, and thank you to the Alumni Athletic Hall of Fame Selection Committee for recognizing our team. And now I'd like to introduce my teammate and co-captain, Leslie Thompson, who will share some more memories.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Leslie Thompson, and I was co-captain with Lisi during the 1989-90 season. It is so great to see Coach Vern again and all of my teammates after all these years. Lisi is absolutely correct in saying that we were a group of sorority sisters during our time at Trenton State, or should we say the College of New Jersey. When I first heard about our team, or receiving this honor, it did bring back a lot of great memories of that season. There was the time that we all tried to swim in our California Raisin Halloween costumes. They did very well. The year that Vern came up, that was the year Vern came up with the great idea of having midnight practice on Tuesday night before Thanksgiving instead of having us practice Wednesday afternoon. And that was a really hard practice because some of us spent some time with the rat beforehand, and flip turns were really hard to do that night. Our trip to Curacao, that included hanging out with the Dutch Marines, and trying to return the van to the rental place without the company knowing that we accidentally backed it into a pillar in a parking garage. And I think we actually got away with that. We did. We were at the airport. We booked it to the airport and got through customs and everything before they came after us. And then there was the time coming home from a swim meet that we ran out of gas. And our ex-race car driver, Coach Vern, left us in the dust. She didn't even know anything was wrong. And we were left to fend for ourselves with our manager and driver Billy. And Billy left us to go looking for some help, and we were all sitting in the van, and along come the police. And we told them what was going on, and a little while later, we hear over the police walkie-talkie, "We've got Billy." I repeat, we got Billy. We found Billy walking down the street somewhere trying to help us out. When we got back to campus, Fern was not very happy with us because this was well before cell phones and she had no idea where we were and why we were like an hour behind her. But I think we all learned that night that we all needed to double check that the vans had gas in them before we left campus. So, anyway, there were so many great memories, but it was our close-knit sorority, the leadership of Fern, and a lot of hard work that enabled us to be such a great team that year. I can recall things like running the stadium bleachers while trying not to kill ourselves in the rain, wet sneakers on silver, it was great, and working really hard to get into the prestigious 21 Club to earn your Trenton State teddy bear. And just a few other things come to mind, like when Vern used to tell us if you wanted to soar with the Eagles, you couldn't hoot with the Owls, and I think we all came to realize that she was right in the end. Our season that year got off to a 4-0 start, when we suffered 2 losses to Ithaca and John Hopkins, but we ran off with 7 straight wins to end the season, including our heart-pounding 3-point victory over William Patterson, who gave us our closest dual meet of the season. We finished 89-90 at 11-2 and went on to have successful championship meets, as well as finishing first in the NJAC meet by a wide margin, and then once again holding off William Patterson to win the Met Championship by 79 points. We had 11 all-conference swimmers that year, and of course, we had our All-American Jen. But it was the entire sorority of girls, with our leader, Vern, that all came together to give us that great season. Thank you, Vern, for keeping us all under control, somewhat, and guiding us through that Hall of Fame season. And thank you to the Hall of Fame Selection Committee for bestowing upon us this great award. Thank you, everyone, for allowing me to share my memories of the 89-9 season, and I hope everyone has a great evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, 1989-90 women's swimming team. Karen Brown Lindgren. Maureen Caulfield Fagan. Kelly Kokonis Fleming. Kelly Cross. Jacqueline Curran Deneen. Leslie Curran Thompson. Melinda Quicks Williams. Janine Gartland Bernsteel, Chris Hagotsky McGlynn, Catherine Haynes Mallon, Debbie Hall, Jennifer Harnett Shear, Tabitha Jacobus Grant, Linda Lawrence Schulman, Sarah Luke, Mindy Molasky, Deborah Moore Assay, Michelle Orrell, Amy Sandham Hazard, Alyssa Schenberg Weiss, Karen Stomber Belinsky, Lauren Tosi Bassi, Linda Better Foreman, Sue Whiting Hansen, Beverly Zapatka Weitz, head coach Brenda Campbell, and diving coach Candace Gottlieb.
That's great. You can see your foot right there. Good.